ఏపీ ఐటీ గ్రామీణాభివృద్ధి శాఖ మంత్రి అమెరికా టూర్ విజయవంతంగా పూర్తి చేసుకుని ఏపీ చేరుకున్నారు. విదేశీ పెట్టుబడుల కోసం అమెరికాలో పర్యటించిన నారా లోకేష్ కు ప్రతి చోట అనూహ్య స్పందన లభించింది. అమెరికాలో వివిధ కంపెనీల ప్రతినిధులు ఎన్ఆర్ఐలతో సమావేశమై ఏపీలో పెట్టుబడులు పెట్టాలని కోరారు. న్యూయార్క్లో కాన్సులేట్ జనరల్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా సిఐఐ యుఎస్ఐబైసి పార్ట్నర్షిప్తో ఏర్పాటు చేసిన ఏపీ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ప్రమోషన్ పార్ట్నర్షిప్ సమ్మిట్లో నారా లోకేష్ పాల్గొన్నారు. ఏపీలో పెట్టుబడులు పెట్టేందుకు ఉన్న అవకాశాల గురించి సమావేశంలో నారా లోకేష్ వివరించారు.
Well, the Chief Minister's belief is that as we go about industrializing the state, right, as we attract more and more investments, the citizens should be happy. And the way we look at it is like starting from fundamental access, right? So access to water, power, fiber. The most fundamental things we want to be given to the citizens. So it should be the right, should be delivered. And saying that, we are actually measuring it. We are using the World Bank parameters and metrics that are already in place. And we actually measure on a quarterly basis where we stand. And we are at 61% approval rating. We want to now get that to 80%. So that's been the process we've been going through.
Having said that, sir, do you think Andhra Pradesh could be the next role model for India and the rest of the world?
Well, it might sound like as if I'm bragging, but as a combined state, we were a role model for India in terms of investments in IT, pharma sector, and also in terms of smart governance. That's been unique to Andhra Pradesh. And if you looked at all the recent surveys and all, Andhra Pradesh does stand number one. So I am sure we will be and will continue to be a role model for the country.
Sir, with respect to the conversation that you've had with investors here, how hopeful are you in the future?
No, I think there's been tremendous amount of push into India. Prime Minister has done a phenomenal job in promoting investments in India. So he says, make in India, I say made in Andhra Pradesh. So I've traveled the length and breadth of the country. We've been at Davos and it's been a back-to-back meeting. We've had close to about 100 one-on-one meetings. We've had 25 hot leads, so we can follow up and actually close. So I think that's a pretty good conversion rate. And interest in India is now more and more renewed. So I'm looking forward to it.
And my last question, sir, apart from the United States of America, is there any other country that you're collaborating with?
Oh boy, almost every country. So if you see the highest, the single largest FDI investment in Indian history, that is Kia Motors. So we're creating a complete Korean city with the entire social, economic infrastructure coming into place. So that's one country we're working very closely. Japan is a country we're working very, very closely on the manufacturing side. We're working with London very closely on the entire fintech side of things in Visakhapatnam. We're working with China on creating the manufacturing cluster. So we're working with all the partners, developers there. So both the Chinese and the Taiwanese company. So we're pretty much working with all the big clusters in the world to look at how Andhra Pradesh can actually replicate this but do it better this time around.
Sir, and lastly, Chandrababu Naidu's idea of making a state which is far different from any that India has seen so far. Can you reflect a bit on that?
Well, I think a great example of that is our capital city. It's a greenfield capital city. India has not built a greenfield capital city since the 1950s. We are getting a great opportunity to do it as a state now. Just that's an example where we've collaborated with the Singaporeans, the Dutch, the British, with the whole 9 yards. So Singaporeans are doing the green zone, the master plan, Dutch are doing the blue zone, and then Norman Foster is designing the entire marquee buildings, the assembly, the secretariat, the high court. So it's all about creating a marquee brand, and we've sort of attracted that investments. The second thing, I think as a state, we offer a great platform for companies to come invest, companies to come test their products. I keep saying we're a great sandbox, because we have an amazing political governance, we have an amazing bureaucracy that is very proactive in encouraging the entire ecosystem. So anyone who has any idea from any part of the world can come test it out in Andhra Pradesh. So in this sense, I believe over a period of time, we'll actually end up building a very, very vibrant economy that hopefully by 2050, which our Chief Minister's target is, we'll actually beat Singapore.